Have you noticed how everyone's quitting lately? Social media, especially YouTube, jobs, relationships, friendships, healing journeys, people quitting on themselves. And I get it. Because sometimes it feels like no matter how hard you try, no one sees it, right? No one sees you for you, not even you. So you start asking yourself, what's the point of even trying again when you keep failing anyway? But here's the truth that no one likes to say out loud. Most of you don't quit because you're lazy. You quit because you're tired of fighting battles that no one claps for. But this isn't a reason or time to quit. Would you quit if you knew you were standing just a step away from what you've been waiting for so long, or maybe your whole life? You see, most of you are not quitting YouTube or other social media platforms, routines, healing journeys. You are quitting yourselves. From what I've noticed, many of you quit creating on YouTube, Instagram or TikTok because you don't grow overnight. You create new routines when you don't see fast results, or some of you are just too comfortable to even start. So you end up making excuses why routines won't work for you. You quit therapy when things get too uncomfortable or too painful. You quit boundaries the first time someone guilt trips you. You finally start believing in yourselves until the next bad day convinces you that you were delusional for even trying. And this is exactly why many of you quit healing the moment peace feels unfamiliar. And I don't blame you, because chaos is what you've known the longest, isn't it? But here's what I need you to remember. Healing doesn't feel like progress while it's happening. It feels like doubt, feels like it's slowing you down, and that's okay. It feels like silence, and silence is where you just give up. Do you know the silence after you put so much effort into something? This is exactly when most of you just disappear and quit. You need to know that this silence is not failure. It's space where you start healing your own way to grow. It's where your nervous system learns to restart again. It's where your heart unlearns the need for constant noise. You think you're stuck, but really you're stabilizing. You think nothing's changing, but your mind is learning peace, and that takes time and patience. You're not lost. You're not stuck. You are being rerouted back to yourself. This is the breaking point, that part right before change starts to show. So why would you want to quit now? You've already survived the hardest part, the overwhelming confusion, doubt, endless waiting. You've already built foundation stronger than you realize right now. This quiet part isn't where your story ended. It's the soil that you need for your next chapter to grow. If you walk away now, you will never know what your peace could become. I was there, and I'm not going to lie to you. I almost quit too. But I stayed and I fought for a little longer. And I promise you, you will eventually start seeing that small shift in your life if you stay. It's worth the night where you can finally breathe without your mind replaying everything you've lost. The days where you realize you no longer crave the chaos that once felt like home. Because at the end, isn't this what you've been fighting for? So please give yourself a favor and don't rush things when it gets quieter. Whether you create in a YouTube because your numbers grows extremely slow, or a girl who starts a routine to improve health or confidence, but you quit because you don't see visible results after a week, or a mom who dreams big, but you give up on your dreams because you become a single mom, or your dreams just won't fit your family. I get it. You quit your dreams because you drained, you burn out, you done, constantly trying to please the others. You quit on your healing journey, just exactly the same way creators quit on their channels. But healing and growth both require the same things, time and energy you can fake. Maybe lately you've been thinking of quitting channel or your healing journey, quitting your routines. You keep asking yourself, what even is the point of doing this when you're still anxious? You still feel alone. You don't even deserve the change. You're missing one point here, because growth isn't proven by the presence of pain. It's proven by the presence of awareness. You noticing the patterns now. That's healing. You pausing before reacting. That's progress. You are already changing, but you haven't realized it yet. I've decided I wouldn't quit. Not on myself, not on you. Not because it's somehow easier for me, because it isn't, but because I remember what it felt like to have no one in my life, to have no one in my corner I could have trusted. I'm not going to be sorry or apologize for refusing to stop showing up for the version of you who might feel just the same way today. Just can't quit on that girl who once stayed the night, cried at 2 a.m., scrolling on the phone for something that would have cheered her up, that would have made her feel less broken, because I know exactly how that feels. The other day, someone left a comment under one of my videos that said, "You just read this stuff in books. You don't know anything about real life." Few years ago, that comment would have crushed me, because I used to believe to all these people who kept saying I wasn't enough. Those people who were laughing at me, not because it doesn't sting, but because it reminds me how far I've come. You have no idea what I've been through and what it took me to speak with this calm. Remember, when you know who you truly are and you stay true to yourself, criticism sounds just like a noise. Everything I share with you here, I lived. I deeply felt. Every single word comes from the night I didn't think I would make it to the next morning. I crawled my way to where I stand right now. You're more than welcome to become the noise in the ocean. Girl, you deserve to see what happens next. Every time you choose not to quit, you build in evidence that you can trust yourself. Remember, confidence isn't loud. It's quiet and loyal. Every small, quiet promise you keep to yourself, it's a proof that you're becoming safe to rely on yourself. So don't quit when it gets harder or quieter. Not on your routine, not on your channel, not on your healing, not on the life you still quietly building in the background. Stop mistaking peace for boredom and failure. Stop confusing calm with emptiness. If you, like me, spend years surviving in chaos, peace is more likely to feel foreign to you. And that's okay, because that quiet is you healing. You can't quit now, because you deserve to see what happens when you decide to stay and fight for yourself and for your dreams. Healing journey, it's not about winning. It's about giving yourself enough time and about being patient with yourself, because this is what will bring you closer to your goals, closer to your growth with every small step. Every time you feel like quitting, remember why you're doing this and why you've even begun. Not to impress anyone, not for validation, but for that part of you who refused to stay broken. You've started healing because you wanted to feel free. You wanted to find yourself again, not to become perfect. And freedom requires endurance. Every time you think you should quit, ask yourself, what would a healed version of you do? Would she quit? And I bet, girl, you know the answer. 2 years ago, I was done. I was done with myself. I was done with my life. I was in a place so dark that I could barely get out of bed. That kind of depression that steals your happiness and reflection. I didn't recognize myself anymore. It was hard for me to take care of my home, my body. Even my daughter saw more exhaustion than energy in me. I remember that one night, I put my daughter to sleep and I went downstairs in the kitchen to do dishes, even when I felt like doing nothing at all. I noticed the antidepressants I had prescribed and I just threw them away. Not because I was healed, hell no, trust me, I was far away from even beginning. But that night, something inside me just snapped and I started realizing there was no one coming to save me. And I had to stop waiting and quitting on my life I deserved. Because the day you stop waiting for someone to come and save you, that's the day when you start healing. That's your first real act of self-respect. Start small. Whatever your goal or dream is, if you want to become a creator, do research and learn the skills. Practice talking on the camera. Learn how to edit. Learn the platform you want to post to. If you want to change your healthy habit, you don't have to start with heavy, overwhelming routines. Start going on a little walks, the best by yourself. Replace one unhealthy habit with healthy one. Cut the sugar intake, but not like everyone tells you completely. But promise yourself you will eat sweet 5 days a week instead of 7. You don't need to wake up 5 a.m. if you usually get up at 8. Start waking up 15 or 30 minutes earlier. If you are a mom, take care of yourself. Stop neglecting yourself just because you keep lying to yourself that you have no time. 5 or 10 minutes of self-care a day, it's still self-care. You can start with small, quiet steps and it's okay if no one notices. Growth doesn't even feel like growth when you are in it. It doesn't look like highlight reels or the before and after glow up you can see people posting online. It feels messy. It feels like resistance, confusion. You being stuck in the same place and nothing's changing. But that's where everything's changing. You reprogramming Years of habits that taught you to survive instead of living. You are unlearning, running away from yourself. You're teaching your body that quiet isn't failure, and that's not instant back. It's sacred. The hidden pace of growth is the part that no one posts about because there's nothing to show. No fake transformation, no applause, no glow up, just you sitting with your thoughts, choosing to breathe instead of reacting, letting go of the version of you who always had to fight to feel worthy. That's real growth. It's quiet and takes time and patience. You might feel uncomfortable sometimes because you are teaching yourself what your body and mind haven't felt for a long time. You're teaching yourself how to feel safe again. And I know better than anyone that this kind of growth will make you question everything. You won't see the change. You will question yourself if it's even working. It's like planting a seed and digging it up every day to check if it's growing. You don't see the roots forming. You only see the beautiful bloom when it's ready. And healing works the exact same way. That's why so many people quitting, because quiet feels like nothing happening or changing. If your life feels the same way, slow and exciting, or too quiet, don't mistake it for the failure. You're not stuck, you're stabilizing. One day you will realize that all these quiet seasons were preparation, the right setup for your strength. Don't rush it. Be patient with it because the best part of your life is yet to come. I promise you that. Can you do it alone? Let's be honest. How many of you were blessed with someone being always there for you, holding your hand every step of the way when you needed it the most? I bet many of you are just like me and had no choice other than to learn, hold your own hand. And that's absolutely okay because you already know there's no one coming to save you. No one ever knocked on my door and said, "Hey, you've suffered enough, girl. Let me take over from here now." Huh? That moment will never come. Eventually, you have to stop waiting and hoping for it. Sometimes life forces you to become the only person you ever needed. And when that happens, you realize that doing it alone isn't punishment. It's a preparation for something powerful not many of you understand yet. You start to see that being alone is where you actually find your power. It's where you meet a version of yourself who doesn't crumble when things get quiet or go wrong. It's when you stop asking for permission to heal and just start doing it. You won't rebuild your life just because someone comes and tell you how strong you are, how far you've come. You will rebuild it because you realize that you have no other option just to try. And that's where real confidence is born. Not from praise, but from proof. You don't become confident when people don't believe in you. You become confident when you keep going after they don't. I'm not going to lie to you. There will be nights when you lay on the floor, completely exhausted, overwhelmed, wondering if you can even do this alone. You have to remember that you survived days worse than this and get back up again. You were meant to do this alone. You should be proud of yourself, girl, because you've made it this far, even if it wasn't always easy. I did it as a single mom. You can do it too. You don't need crowds. You don't need constant validation. You just need to start showing up for yourself the same way you wish someone showed up for you. Because real self-love isn't about face masks or affirmations quotes on your mirror. It's about when you can say to yourself in a quiet moment, you've got you when no one else does. And yes, it will be hard. Doing it alone will break you open before it builds you up. But when it does, you will never fear being alone again, I promise you, because you will finally realize you were never lonely. You were becoming your own safe place your younger self never had. You've already proven you can do hard things alone. Now prove yourself that you can build peace there too. So no, I'm not quitting. I still have something to say. Not because I need to prove myself, but because I believe in this message too much to stay quiet. I believe that somewhere there's someone listening who's about to give up right now. And if this message reaches even one of you, if it makes one person remember their strength and pick themselves back up again, I've already done what I came here for. I know what it feels like to be lost, unseen, or unworthy. And I also know the power of deciding that enough is enough. Stay with yourself when it gets uncomfortable. Be patient with your healing when it feels slow. Stay long enough for peace to start feeling natural. You're not that girl who quits anymore. You are a woman who rebuilds on the lessons of the one she once was. Subscribe if you're ready to make peace your new power chapter, and remember my safe face. You can't quit on yourself now because you deserve to see that safe place you will build for your younger self, and she's worth saving.